Given the incredible rally we've seen in Bitcoin since the beginning of April, is this the perfect opportunity to sell out before the next move lower? Hello, I'm David Jones from Currency.com, and I thought, given the moves we've seen over the last 6 weeks or so in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, it was time to do an update on what the next few days and few weeks hold. I think there are some really important levels to watch in Bitcoin. We've seen the price pretty much double since the end of March. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's take a look. What's actually behind this price rise? Look at the numbers, take a look at the market, see what's going on, and try and figure out, well, is this just the start of a longer term recovery, or actually is it an opportunity to sell out? Let's take a look at the numbers for Bitcoin so far this year. So it ended 2018 trading at 3,675. When we look at the chart in a minute, we'll see really how uneventful the last few months of 2018 were. But of course, this has all changed. So the year-to-date performance for Bitcoin, it's up 110% so far, and that's up to the close on the 14th of May. The move really started in early April. That's when we saw the Bitcoin price come back to life. So since the end of March, we've seen the price move. So this is what, in 2.5 months, the price is up 90%. There isn't really any news driving this, nothing major, but we are seeing new all-time highs in volume. So this does continue to look like a momentum-driven rally, and we're seeing buying really fueling more buying. So maybe there is, once again, an element of the FOMO, the fear of missing out. The important thing to watch now, I think, is where selling could stall this rally. So where are areas where maybe people have bought in the past and they're looking to get out at break even? Let's catch up with the chart. Let's just remind ourselves of the big picture for Bitcoin. We had this run up, of course, into the end of 2017, where the price got almost as high as 20,000. And of course, the story for pretty much all of 2018 was of a declining price. It did look like it was stabilizing. Let's just zoom in on that part. Here we go. In the second half of 2018, it was holding above around about 5,700, 6,000. But then in the last couple of months of 2018, we saw the price collapse again. But since then, this is where things have got interesting. So this whole 4,400, 4,500 level had proved to be a real barrier to any recoveries for a few months. But all this changed in April. The price surged through that level, and since then we've just continued to build on these gains. So it has been quite an incredible performance over the last 6 weeks or so. But let's not get too carried away. Let's take a step back and look at where the problems might be for Bitcoin from here. So for me with Bitcoin, it's all about where there are trapped buyers. So previous buyers of Bitcoin who would have bought maybe on the way up in 2017, maybe on the way down in 2018, regardless, but they have been sitting on significant losses since then, and they may be using any strength as an opportunity to perhaps get out pretty much near break even. And what's interesting is where the recovery has stopped this week. We can see the highs in July were around about 8,500. So far, that's pretty much the high we've seen at the time of recording for Bitcoin. So I think we could well be seeing a bit more to and fro at these levels, where maybe we are seeing sellers coming into the market and offloading old positions on Bitcoin. After that, the next obvious major hurdle, it's actually from 12 months ago. It's the May 2018 highs up at 10,000. So it wouldn't be surprising after this incredible surge where we've seen the price double really over the last 6 weeks or so, to see a bit more normal trading for Bitcoin and for it to get stuck around here. But if we can clear 8.5, flush out some of those old holders, then perhaps the next target is 10,000. I think in the short term, just to zoom things in again, if we look back to the run since April, if we maybe change this over to a more shorter term chart. So that's what the view looks like on a 4-hour chart going back to early April. If we did get any deeper sell-offs, there are some obvious levels to watch. First of all, the old support from the middle of May, around about 7,500. After that, sort of 6.6 to 6.8 looks to be a prime area for potential support. So even though I do think the price could well run into problems up here, any short-term weakness, any slight dip back to these previous support levels looks like it could well be a buying opportunity. So although the price has doubled in the last 6 weeks, I still think there are going to be trading opportunities in the days and the weeks to come. But maybe we'll see more normal market trading from here. In the video we did during April, I did say that this move in Bitcoin felt different to plenty of the other moves we'd seen through 2018 that ultimately ran out of steam. When this move started, it broke some big levels, some levels in the past where we had seen selling. So for now, I don't think that we've necessarily seen the top. Perhaps in the short term, because of these trapped buyers, we will see around this $8,500 level. We'll see a bit more back and forth trading. So perhaps we do see the price start to drift off after these big gains, but there is enough support below the current price that we may well see people stepping back in, you know, this fear of missing out. So I think in the short term, I'd still tempted and lean towards being a buyer on dips, but we really need to take out this 8,500 level. And after that, I think maybe perhaps 10,000 is the next big level to keep an eye on. It's going to be a really interesting few weeks ahead, and actually I think the year as a whole, given the move that we've seen in Bitcoin so far. So I don't think that necessarily we need to be selling short up here. You know, perhaps we have seen finally a shift in sentiment towards this cryptocurrency. We'll see what the next few weeks bring. Of course, to never miss out on the content that we produce on the channel, just make sure you're subscribed by clicking the subscribe button down there. The notification bell next to it, if you click on that, you get a message, push message off YouTube every time we upload new content. But for this quick update on Bitcoin following the incredible performance over the last 6 weeks, we'll leave it there. So from me, David Jones and Currency.com, good luck with your trading.